Hey guys, what's up? JK with PornReboot here. Today I'm going to be talking about the right way to seek help from a mentor, or the right way to seek help from anybody who could help you with one of your problems in life. In this case, of course, we're going to be speaking mostly about your out of control behavior with porn, sex, or masturbation, whether you're reaching out to a coach, a mentor, or a therapist. And I'm saying this because, I've been doing this for 7 going on 8 years, helping men end the out of control sexual behavior. And I've noticed that there are 2 types of men, and I've spoken about this before, but the first man will reach out and say, "Oh my God, I have this problem. You're speaking directly to me. Please help me. Help me, help me, help me. Please help me." And then the second type of man reaches out and says, "Hey JK, I have this problem. This is what I've done." So for instance, I've tried setting up a filter. I've tried having an accountability partner. My accountability partner was my wife. I've been to therapy. I've read this book. I've done this and this. And to be quite honest with you, I don't feel like I've made much progress. I'm not really happy with the results that I want or that I have, or I don't think I've made quick enough progress. What are your thoughts based on what I have shared with you? That's it. Those are the different ways that the 2 different men reach out, and literally describes the 2 different type of men. Now, the problem with the first type of man, and why he will not get results even if he gets help. Again, I'll say it again. The first type of man rarely gets results even if he gets help, because he is reaching out from a place of discouragement, from a place of failure. Right? So how you reach out is very, very important. Now, you might say, "Oh, JK, some of us here are porn addicts dealing with depression. Some of us are maybe even suicidal, and we have all these other issues that we're dealing with. Of course we're discouraged. We've been failing over and over again. This is a really difficult behavior to overcome." And I understand, because I was in your shoes at one time. And I was that guy. I was the guy who was reaching out in that way. But here's the important thing. Here's why it's important to learn how to reach out. When you reach out from a place of abject discouragement and failure, it limits your ability to handle the results that I have given to you. Not the results, but instead the solution. Right? I'll say it again. When you reach out from a place of abject discouragement, it limits your ability to work with the solution that is given to you, because your mindset is not right. Your mindset is grasping for anything that can give you relief from your out of control behavior. But the reality is that the solution that is most likely going to be proposed to you is not a quick fix, because they aren't quick fixes. It's usually going to be something that you're going to have to build up over a period of time. Even if that solution was just a boundary. A boundary is not just, set the boundary. Nobody has ever come back to me and told me, "JK, I set the boundary. Thank you so much for that. That gave me so much relief." No, because setting up a boundary also involves identifying the potential ways that you could end up breaking that boundary. And maybe there are other things involved as well as the emotions, handling the emotions and coping with the emotions that would come up when you set that boundary. Maybe that boundary was set up around something that you were using to medicate a pain. So now we've set up a boundary around something that you are using to medicate pain. But we haven't given you something else to deal with the pain. Well, what are you going to do now? You've just set up the boundary. Does that make sense? So there's much more to it. And when you are just like, "I just need anything I can get, help me, help me, help me," you're not in the right mindset to work with the solution, the real solution, right? Now, for the man who reaches out and has made some progress does not mean that I've been off porn for a month or 2 weeks. That's not what I mean by progress. I mean that you've actually tried different things, right? You're just like, I've heard what the different guys are saying. I've read up stuff. I've done some research on my own. I'm not just showing up cold on YouTube and using YouTube or using a podcast or something as the answer to my question. I've tried different things and I just don't think they're working for me. Now, this individual is in a much more balanced state of mind. And what can he do? Well, now he's in a better state to not just use the solution, but to actually evaluate it, because he's tried different things. And all those different things he's tried, he's seen what works and what doesn't work for him. And so when he gets something, he's less likely to fall for a scam. He's less likely to fall for a solution that does not work for him because he's not desperate. All right? The solution you might get from different places may not necessarily be a solution in the first place. It's just what somebody who said they could help you says is the right solution for you. But when you're desperate, you'll take anything. And I've had men come to me who tell me all the things that other people have told them to do for their porn addiction, and it's really messed them up, right? And that's because they had never read a book about controlling their behavior. They had never done any other sort of research. They were just discouraged from so many failures and just in a really bad place emotionally. I hope I am explaining this concept clearly, brothers. In conclusion, you limit your ability to deal with a solution when you reach out from a very, very negative space. I'll use myself as an example. Back in the day, over 11 years ago, in addition to my behavior with pornography, I was also struggling with just being able to attract women, right? I was a virgin. I had no idea how this stuff worked. And I remember reading a blog post from a guy who just broke down some concept of attraction and dating. He broke it down so well that I read a whole bunch of his blog posts and I was like, man, this guy can help me. But I was in this severely discouraged place where I hadn't done anything. All I had actually done was just read a bunch of different stuff, watch a bunch of videos. That was it. I hadn't done anything. And the way I reached out to him, because he made sense, was I reached out desperately. I reached out, man, help me. I'm that loser that you mentioned in your blog post. I can't do anything. That's me. Please help. He didn't respond. And I thought, man, that's not cool. I thought you were writing all of this to help men like me. And it felt unfair. Well, a few years later, I started trying some stuff on my own. Albeit with the help of a little bit of liquid courage, I started trying some of the stuff from this guy's blog. And I would go out and I started seeing some success. Now, I didn't get laid, but I was a little bit more confident. I started getting phone numbers. I went out on a handful of dates. I mean, it was really, really hard to do all these things. And then I reached out to him again, like 2 years later. And I sent him a message and I was just like, hey, really enjoyed reading your blog. I've been following you for this long. And these are some of the things I've tried. He read it. And because he read it, and because he saw that I wasn't just some random desperate person from the internet begging for help, because I was a person who had proven that I would put in the work if he thought me, he responded. And that man ended up becoming my first mentor. That was Mark Manson, markmanson.net, who wrote the book Bottles. And it changed my life. Brothers, how you reach out to anybody, not just me, but anybody who can help you, is so important. I understand that we fail a lot when we're trying to end this behavior. I understand that, yes, it is discouraging. I understand that many of us just feel like absolute dirt most of our days when we are struggling with this behavior. But we all have the ability to dust ourselves off and try something. I have a ton of videos. There are techniques that you can use. Heck, right here in the description, I'll leave you 2 of my videos which literally have step-by-step things that you can do to end your behavior with porn. You know, like at least try 5 of those things. And then if they don't work for you, maybe you're doing something wrong. Maybe they don't work for you. I never said that everything that I teach works for every man. Maybe they don't work for you for some reason or the other. But make an effort. And someday in the future, whenever you're ready, when you do reach out for help, if you even need the help, a lot of men recover from just watching my videos. We will respond. We will not ignore you like we ignore the man who just reach out going like help, 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 because we know you're not going to use any of that information. Right? Does that make sense, brothers? I hope it does. Alright, I gotta go work out. What time is it right now? 4:30. I'm doing a 2-day fast. And I think I'm gonna work out today. I'm not gonna work out tomorrow. I think I'm just gonna do some reading and research tomorrow because I'm gonna be, usually I'm in a little bit of an irritated mood on the second day of a 48-hour fast. But I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I'm JK, your brother in this struggle. Brothers, whenever you're ready, there are a couple of ways that I can help you end your out of control behavior with porn, sex, and masturbation. The first way is for you to join a Facebook group. I mean, we have such an awesome popping community. There's a link to it in the description below. You can get a filter. You can get yourself an accountability partner. There are a lot of guys who are recovered and who are recovering. That's the hub. That's the community for everything that you see here on YouTube. Join us. It's absolutely free. The second way is to get a copy of my free ebook. It's called Confessions of a Porn Addict, 7 Secrets of Porn-Free Men. Fantastic book, and it talks about all the different things that my clients who've been off porn for 2 to 5 years have done over the years to make sure that they are porn and masturbation free. Let me correct that. To make sure they are porn free and they're in control of their behavior with masturbation. And then finally, if you want to speak to me and you're like, hey JK, I want to be a part of your group coaching, I want to work with you, then find out if you're qualified by clicking on one of the links in the description below and see if you're qualified for our group coaching. Alright? If you enjoyed this video, make sure you subscribe, and when you subscribe, make sure you click on the little bell icon to get notified when we release videos. And I release videos 3 times a week. Alright, brothers? Have a wonderful day.